Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sunny Cool and this is Gems of War. And today we have raid event teams. Raid boss, help your guild close the portals this week. Use troops from a kingdom, Zaejin, in daily battles to defeat the raid boss. Plus the week's preview for Zaejin, which I think is a good kingdom. Definitely one maybe worth throwing some event keys at if you've been saving them up for good kingdoms. But yeah, let's do some trials while I set up the stream as per usual. Zaejin, where's Zaejin? Right here, right here. Trials. All right. There's something for you to look at while I set the stream up, put the thumbnail on, all that good stuff like usual. So let's see if the auto battler can win the trials for you, so you can get another fully ascended pet for a kingdom. Alright, let's copy this, paste it down. I'll try to do it quickly here. Maybe I can beat the racing against the auto battler. How'd you do in the vault event? My main account didn't do too much, but it has some gaps at least for the next one. My new account did better than it did the first time, so that's all I was really looking for. But we'll go over that some more tomorrow when we're actually doing the new account. So I had a pretty good vault, about on par for what I was expecting. I didn't do any worse than, I got what I was looking for pretty much. Kept up with my main account and did what I wanted to do on my new account. So let's go. Let's get to 8.5k subscribers by the end of the year. I think y'all can do it. Somebody out there is watching right now that's not subscribed. Just hit that button, please. Let's get it. You know, like if we keep going the way we usually go, we probably aren't going to make it, so we need to step it up a little bit. But I think y'all can do it. It's not that bad. We just need like 30 people, which like isn't even that much for a month. For normal channels. So let's see if we can do it. That'd be great. Just to get that nice, you know, round number by the end of the year. 8.5k. Come on, we can do it. Alright. Getting there, getting there. Okay, it doesn't want to save, so I'm going to jump into the chat, say hi to some people. How we doing? Are we winning? I don't know. I think we're winning kinda here. Their first slot is almost dead. Anita, what the heck? You're back. I saw that you was playing. I was checking on you. I was stalking you a little bit. I've been saying get well soon, Anita, in like every other video since I found out. And I was looking at your account on my new account to see when you played last, and I saw it was recently, and I was like, woo! I think. No. I think it's been a while, actually. Never mind. I was like the opposite. I was like, oh man, she hasn't played in a while. Good to see you. How you doing? Alright. Jumping into the chat. I just saw that on my PlayStation TV screen there. Live chat. What is this game called? It's called Gems of War. Is that not Anita? You know what it's called. We got, oh, you're still in the hospital? Dang. We got Tyrion Shark here. We got Funky Town, Texas. We got Anita. Starla. You're still in the hospital? Gems wants your money. That's what it's called. Alright. So, I think I'm about ready here. Almost. Okay, got the thumbnail, all that good stuff, boom. Alright, chat, got it. Alright, one more thing and I'm ready to go. Will I beat... I might beat them this time, because they still got a lot of HP over there. A lot of durability. It's Monday, we're doing the guild event teams, high, mid, and low. We're doing the week's preview for Zaejin. We got a new mythic right now, which that's the, I'm positive for once. I'm a little bit higher on the new mythic than other people are, which doesn't happen pretty much ever. I just like the way it can loop. It's loopy. I know it doesn't hit very hard, but it's loopy, so even though it's not hitting very hard, it's kind of tickling the enemy. It just tickles them over and over and over and over and over without giving them a chance to fight back or tickle back. So, you know, like when you're tickling your kid or something and they just can't even, you know, make a noise because they're getting tickled so much. It's kind of like that. So as long as you keep your loop going, I like the new mythic, but I was I was thinking, like, for a beginner, it's probably not the best, like, first mythic to get, because you kind of need other... You kind of need, like, the Doom Shovel. You kind of need, Mist Mother, probably, or something like that. So you kind of need other things to go with it. So it's not like a awesome first mythic or beginner mythic, but for like a mid-game player, it would be pretty good. Like, okay, I'm not saying it's amazing. I might have overrated it a little. Maybe it's like a more like a B plus. It's not like an A tier. Maybe it's probably more of a B tier. But I like the way it can loop pretty reliably if you use the Doom Shovel with it. With an all-purple team, with fighting purple enemies, you know, that's what we were doing with it, and it was working great for us. Enemy never got a turn. I thought it was pretty good. So I'm a little more high on the new mythic than other people are, and that almost never happens. So, also the update, like, I think it's a decent update. I don't like that it was a point zero. Like, that's the one negative I have to say about the new update, is that it was a point zero, and I think they should add like something entirely new to the game when they do that, or like a big update. But overall, I think it's a pretty good update. If it wasn't a point zero, like, it would have been a pretty good quality of life, like just adding extra stuff, just making something easier and faster. Like, everybody should be doing Underspire, and I think it encourages more people to do it that should be doing it. It's kind of like the XP booster encouraging you to do your adventure board and your dungeon and PvP and stuff like that. Well, the Underspire now is just more loot and faster and easier. So people that weren't doing it before, now it's going to be easier and faster, and maybe you'll start doing it. And the people that were already doing it, now you're going to get more loot, and it's going to be quicker. So it's just overall a pretty good update. If it wasn't a 9.0, if it was an 8.9, it'd be a great update. But so I'm a little bit more positive than other people on both of those things, I think. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about with the little title there. Alright, let's get into this. You heard it here first. I say best mythic ever? No. You went into Septic Shock? Oh my goodness. Is it looking good now, or like how you doing right now? Septic Shock? Like, how'd it go down, Anita? Like, tell us the story. If you don't mind. I mean, if you don't want to, it's fine. But, like, how'd you, like, first notice you weren't feeling well? Or was it, like, a normal, like, oh, I feel a little bit ill, and then it just got worse and worse and worse? Or can you show you the new mythic? Can you show me the new mythic since I can't see it? Sure. It's called U-Haul to Settle. That's what I call it anyway. I don't know how to say it. It's right here. 24 yellow, purple, brown, Suncrest, Mystic Beast. It deals scatter damage boosted by purple gems. If there is a storm, create 4 yellow gems, then convert all yellow gems to purple. So that's the part I like. I like the part where it creates 4 yellow gems, then converts all yellow gems to purple. So you need a storm to make that part go off, but it has its own storm built in. It summons a dark storm at the start of battle. 50% spell reduction. All purple allies gain 2 to life and magic at the start of each turn. So I like it, you know, so you use like something like the Doomed Shovel, the purple Doomed Bulge Shovel. U-Haul to Settle, this one. And then like Mist Mother, something that has a third trait that needs an extra turn. So like Mist Mother's third trait, when you get a 4 or 5 gem match, you will Fairy Fire the whole enemy team, which will make this then hit actually decently, right? Because Fairy Fire makes your spell damage way more. So pairing it with Mist Mother, who's also a purple mythic, makes it actually hit a little better than it is. It is only doing 84 scatter damage, which is kind of low. But if you just stick it with Mist Mother and never take them apart, then you might as well say, I forget how much, what does Fairy Fire do? Like 50% extra, or does it do 100% extra? I think it's 50%. So you might as well say that's 120, 20 something. And then it's going to get 2 magic at the start of each turn, so it'll go up a little, but it's more like you're not trying to kill them in 1 shot, or 2 shots, or 3 shots. You're trying to loop them to death you know, without the enemy getting any kind of turn. So if you don't have Chrysantherax or Stellarix or something like that, maybe this would be a good one for you. If you happen to have Mist Mother, that's what I was saying. Like a beginner, I wouldn't recommend it for a beginner because you'd have to, there's like nothing, I don't know, that I can think of to put it with. But if you have Mist Mother and Leprechaun and the Doom Shovel, my team. Let's show the team for Anita. Forget where I put it. Right here. So Doomed Vulge, U-Haul to Settle, Mist Mother, Leprechaun's what I did. The Archmagus. Oops. It's not the key team. There is the team code if you somehow can get it from there. But chat with a 2 coming in here, making sure we're not having a goose egg. Appreciate it. Dropping a deuce, running out there, butt cracker showing, rag in his back pocket. You was going out like Elvis. we was giving you, we was cheering you on from here for sure. You were fine earlier in the day, but it hit you quick. I crashed, and then I don't remember the ambulance ride to the ER. Oh my gosh, that'd be crazy. Crashed out like Elvis. I got it. I feel you. All right, so let's go. We need to first of all give to our guild the Ryzen Freaks roster, or no, tasks. Alright, where are we at? So we already got all the basic tasks done. So then next would be the Epic Purple task. We got that done. So then I would just do whatever one's closest. So we got 8 out of 12 on Brown, so I'm going to go with that one. I need to give 1,000,000 or something close to it, so that should be good. Now I completed that requirement for the guild. So now I can go get my stuff, my mail. So if you're in a good guild, you can expect to get this kind of loot right here. Take a look. Put your wrist up, look at your watch for a second. Time it, see how long it takes. She says blood pressure was 86/52, fever 103.5, potassium dropped low on top of it. Dang. That sounds crazy. That'd be scary. Best thing to do, you know, keep calm, stay positive. Like, I'm no doctor, but I know that always helps, right? Stay calm and stay positive, right? And do whatever they tell you to do, I guess. Okay, so we got our stuff. Let's check our offers real quick. Nope, not doing that. Let's go to the shop in case this Glory Shop troop is useful for the event. Count Gobula. That's pretty cool. It's like Count Chocula, but it's a goblin. We'll get that fully ascended. We'll check it out later. I'll take a peek. It's like a troll, huh? Alright, let's do this event. So we got the raid event this week. Raid event is one of the easier guild events. It's probably the second easiest one, just behind Invasion. Invasion, you got the towers. They're easy to kill because they give you a troop that just one-shots them. There's other troops that one-shot the towers. Eventually you have 4 towers, and you can just one-shot each one of them at the least. Like, there's even faster ways, but that's like, you know, almost anybody can kill some towers. This one, there's a raid boss, so like the last slot on the enemy team is going to be Maelstrom Dagonath. Sometimes it was Zul'Goth, sometimes it was CT. These days it's Maelstrom Dagonath. So they're going to give you a troop that can one-shot the boss. You just have to have that troop on your team if you want to get 2 times your score, and it hits extra hard and everything in this event. So Lord Gopth is going to be that troop. So we're going to buy up to that in the shop here. Up to the weapon, actually. Let's see this weapon. Explodies are back. Let's go. So we got a good weapon, too. So I can tell you already, you want Lord Gopth, and this, if you want, you could. Like, as a beginner, let's say you just started doing guild events, you're starting to buy up to the weapon and everything. You could do the weapon and Lord Gopth, and that would be a good start to your team. Alright, let's get it. Let's get the weapon. Goblin Pickpocket. Lord Gopth. What's he do? 12 blue, purple, Zaejin, undead goblin. Deal damage to an enemy boosted by bleed gems. If they're a boss, deal 3 times 5 times damage. Based on my ascensions, gain an extra turn. 25% skull reduction. Okay. So you don't need to ascend it if you just want to get score. If you want it to hit harder, though, you will want to ascend it. So I'm going to ascend it, but if you're trying to play it cheap, you don't have to. Some events you do, some events you don't. This is one of those where you don't have to if you can't afford it. But you should probably buy up to the weapon, because this is one spot you're going to get weapons for this kingdom. Or Kitar, I guess. What? Oh no, that's my hero. I'm an idiot. The weapon is from Zaejin. So that's another weapon for Zaejin. It's an explodey, it blows up green, and grants a random status effect to all Zaejin allies, then summons a Zaejin troop. So it's a good one. It's called Dead End. So we got that. Alright, let's make some teams. High, mid, and low. We got a Zaejin restriction. That includes the weapons. Zaejin weapons also. Got Norbert's turnip though. Can already see that. And we have the new weapon, of course, the explodey. Alright, so it's a raid. We have to go get our raid troop. So we'll go upgradable. Oops. Right here. And we got the Lord Gopth. So let's upgrade him fully. I'm an in-game player, so I just always upgrade everything to the max as soon as I get it. But if you're a beginner or mid-game player, maybe you don't do that. Doesn't really matter what I use, because I have a bunch of everything. I should have threw him over there first. I always do that. Lord Gopth. Right here. Throw him over there. Alright, let's get him fully ascended as well. With some orbs. Legendary. Mythic. If you can't afford to buy anything in the shop, like you're kind of like my new account, there might be other boss killers you could use, but you'll just get less score. But I get it if you're just trying to help your guild and you gotta do it for nothing, like for free. That's better than just having zeros. But most of us are going to be getting this troop, using the captain, getting extra points. It makes it easier. You get more points for each fight, so it's totally worth it. Alright, let's upgrade them all the way. Should be done after this. Potassium drop. Yeah, we're glad to see you're doing better. At least you're here and typing and stuff. Alright, chat's going back to work? Alright, man, have a good day at work. Alright, there we go. Level 20, fully traded, on the team. Let's go. Alright, so now we need to make a team to go with him. And, let's just look at our options. Base rarity. Fairy Godmother, Flaming Oni, High King Iron Gut, Zarg Boompile. Goblin King, we got Gob Truffle. Fundingus I like. Just call out all the best. Flaming Oni is good, of course. High King Iron Gut is good, of course. Zarg is good. Gob Truffle's good. Fundingus is good. Is this a raid troop? Yep, here's another one if you don't like have any gems or something. Even though we just had a vault event, you should have gems, but Hell Cackle's there. Mock the Cannon Rider is a tower killer, so that's not. Got Merklurk and Dirk. String Fiddler. Okay. What are we gonna do? Like, you could do High King Iron Gut. You could. For high level. I think Gob Truffle might be better, like trying to loop with him maybe. I don't know though. Trying to decide. Trying to decide between like a Zarg, a High King Iron Gut, or a Gob Truffle. I could do Gob Truffle for the mid team though. So we could try to make like a High King Iron Gut team for the high, and then make a Gob Truffle for the mid maybe. As far as weapon goes, kind of like in the Norbert's turnip. green and red.
They shall feel my fury.
Troops. We could try Iron Gut for high level. It's not going to look so impressive right now because we got low level troops. Zarg would be okay. You could put a couple Zargs. I'll make a Gob Truffle for the mid, I think. Alright, I need one more. Maybe just Zarg. He's got blue, green, red. We're not using red yet. Okay, so the weapon, we need to get the weapon up first. Hiking Iron Gut in second, maybe. We'll put him in last. I'm gonna try this for my high level. We'll do a little Gob Truffle for mid. Okay, so the cool thing about Norbert's Turnip is you don't have to be a goblin. You'll get an extra turn no matter what. On its tempering, it has quick, which is an extra turn, so it's going to throw some green and red up on the board and get an extra turn, and you still get to go after that before the enemy goes. But Zaejin's class is Thief, right? Which would be a purple storm, which really doesn't. I mean, it doesn't have to be, I guess. Let's go check it out. I'll just make Norbert's Turnip do more. See how that's a goblin from Zaejin? Thief. C. Could just take off the purple storm. Got Hunt. You just put on backup. Stealthy, dodge, rising shadows. Okay, banner. We really need to get up that Norbert's Turnip, so I'm gonna go. All right, what do we got? Yellow, brown, blue, green, red. We got everything. We have everything. So, what's the turnip doing again? It's doing green and red, which only really goes to Zarg. Huh. Doesn't really help hiking Iron Gut there, does it? But it could... Get up Zarg, and then Zarg could destroy and get an extra turn, do some damage. Wonder if I should just do double Zarg instead of High King Iron Gut. Kind of makes me want to. Here, let's just see how it goes with this. Just see how this goes. Alright, banners. Kinda wanna just get up my weapon as soon as possible. See if that'll be a thing. Minus green. Okay, now we got yellow, brown, blue, green, red. We got everything again. Could just minus one of Zarg's colors. Wouldn't be too bad. But it wouldn't be blue because we got 3 blues. Probably shouldn't minus green, but I might do it. Just want to get up that weapon. Could minus Gob right now since the boss isn't going to be too much trouble. Alright, let's try that. Let's see what happens. High level team. If you want, you can put a High King Iron Gut on there instead of 2 Zargs, but hopefully this will get up our team pretty quick. Get the kills pretty quick, get up our team pretty quick. Okay, weapon getting up right away, that's good. Gets an extra turn every single time, filling Zarg. Cast Zarg and win. Not sure how far this would take you, but it's probably the fastest thing you could do for quite a while. Didn't fill it that time. A red extra turn, though. Yellow-brown, nope. There we go. Alright, let's do like one more fight. And then we'll make a mid-team. Alright, no problem, Anita. Whatever you need. Hopefully it goes well for you. Good to see you. I'm glad you checked in. Makes me feel better, and I hope you feel better. Good morning, Yoke. Probably should have just casted Zarg there. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, so that's my high-level team. Could use this for quite a while. If it starts, like, being weak... I mean, you got damage on every troop, so I doubt it. I think this will be fine the whole way through. Because your turnup's doing damage, both Zargs are doing damage, and the Lord Goth can do damage. So everything does damage. The turnup does damage and then gets an extra turn, which usually is probably going to kill something, and then Zarg's just going to hit harder with only 3 enemies left with its scatter damage. You could kill something with the turnup, then kill the boss with Lord Goth, and then you have only 2 enemies left, and now Zarg's scatter isn't as weak because there's only 2 enemies left. So yeah, I think I'm going to stand on this one. I like it. This is my high-level team. Now that I think about it, I think it'll be good the whole way. It's going to get slower as you go, but anything would do that. Alright, let's make a mid, so no mythics allowed. Might stick with this. I think the turnip, or the new one. But the turnip, with the turnip, you really need enemies, or not enemies, but allies that use green or red. So if you're trying to do a team where nothing uses green or red, turnip's probably not the best way to go. You should probably use the explodey, but as long as you have something that's green or red. So most likely, we're going to go with Gob Truffle for the mid. Should we do maybe Fundingus? He's green and red, though. Just want something that will help with some mana generation. I think that's fine. I'll go with Fundingus. Maybe I won't block the Truffle, though. Go like that. Alright, so the green will go to Gob Truffle, the red will go to Fundingus. This thing does have an extra turn, too, so everything has an extra turn. Might have to change... Let's change our class. Let's make it Archer. So like I said, you don't... It's like one of the tool for your tool belt weapons that doesn't have to be what it says on the card. Every other one has to be. This one doesn't have to be. So now we have a green storm and a 50% start. Which will help the Gob Truffle loop. Or get, and the turnip, really. As far as the banner... We got yellow, brown, blue, red, purple. What are we missing? Yellow, brown, blue, green, red. We have everything again. Probably go with purple. He only needs to get up once. He's got enchant, explode. Should be fine. Let's go with maybe brown, red. Maybe green, red. Is there green, red? Yeah, Maze Banner, maybe? No. I want yellow, green, or brown, green. Is that not a thing? Oh, there it is. Let's do this. Mech Banner. Alright, let's see how that goes. So this is our mid team, no mythics. So if you don't have double Zarg, you could try to do this. Okay, let's see. Is it good? Does it work? Let's check it out. Everything does damage but Fundingus is there to catch red and explode purple and to get an extra turn. Mana Generator. Our weapon gets up next turn no matter what. Extra turn no matter what. It's not bad either. I like both my teams. I like Goblins, I like Zaejin. Usually pretty easy to make a team out of them. That's why I always say, as a beginner, like, look at your Goblins maybe as your very first team, because they're pretty user-friendly, pretty... Oops, well, we need to get rid of that red anyway. Okay, there we go. Let's do, like, 3 more fights with this one. Then we'll make a low-level team, see what we can do. Which, this is pretty much a low-level team, honestly. I don't think I'm going to make a low-level. This is low-level. From now on, if we're using a Underworld Legendary, like, my new account is going to have Gobtruffle any second now. Any minute now, it's going to have Gobtruffle, and it's like level 300. So if you're anywhere over level 400, you should have Gobtruffle, probably. If you're under 400, you're probably just doing what you can do. You know, you're not going to have all the troops for any of these teams. So, I think I'm just going to do these 2 teams. Just got to the point where I'm like, if it's an Underworld Legendary, it's low level. You should have it. If you don't have it, you can get it pretty easily. We just had a Vault event. You probably got a bunch of shards. If you don't have Gobtruffle, you should be doing City of Thieves 3 times a day, every day. You can probably get it today or tomorrow or the next day and have it for this week at some point. So I think it's a low-level team and a mid-level team. The turnip is probably in the Soul Forge right now, right? Alright, like right there, we're not using Thief. So it didn't get an extra turn off the gym spawns. It didn't fill up Gobtruffle, but it did fill up Fundingus. And we had a blue extra turn anyway, but I was going to say, I could have just cast Fundingus there. Probably would have got up Gobtruffle. We still would have kept it on our turn, even though it didn't fill up the Gobtruffle. It's fine. But the Norbert's Turnip's the best of these type of weapons. Normally, these type of weapons are like C tier, maybe B- or something, but this is the best one of those. It's like the extra turn no matter what. Eventually, we might start casting the boss killer once there's a boss to kill, but maybe not. All right, one more. Let's get rid of Avarath here. What up, Classic? How's it going, man? Started playing a wizard. What do you think about that? Just a little bit. Went to Blackborough over the weekend. It's kind of tough, man. I think wizards are going to die. It's probably going to die as much as my enchanter was dying, at least. I got to learn how to play a wizard, though, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to kite yet or anything like that. I mean, obviously you don't do that until, what, like level 30? Like, the kiting. But right now, it's like I feel like I need to be in a group or something. Like, obviously I try to solo all the time. I think I've died on this wizard. It's only level 8, and I've probably died, you know, more than usual. Probably 4 or 5 times already. 6, 7 times. You like the wizard? Pretty cool. Quad kite, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Quad kiting. Yeah, I think like the wiki said 29, but I think there's some spells. You could do it sooner, so you're probably right. Alright, so that's your raid event teams. If you're high level, I say Zarg Boompile, and if you're mid or low level, I say King Gobtruffle. Just make sure to use Lord Gopth. And I like the Norbert's Turnip as the weapon. It's available for everybody because it's a Zaejin week, so it should be in the Soul Forge. And it's a really good one you should probably get if you don't have it. Same thing with Gobtruffle. Like, if you don't have these 2 things, you should just go get them. If you don't have this, you can get it right now. If you don't have these 2, you can get them right now. Fundingus would be the only thing that you couldn't just go get. And if that's the case, just do double Gob Truffle, maybe a Goblin Shaman in there somewhere would be fine. Already did this, right? Alright. So, subscribe, 8.5, let's get it. I'm going to say it a lot, because we only got 3 weeks left of the month. Trying to make it by the end of the year. It's going to be tough, it's going to be close. Be cool, though. Alright, let's do this week's preview, this weekly preview for Zaejin. Let's do it. Did and grubbing it. New epic troop, Count Gobula. Get this troop with glory from the rewards tab of the shop. How'd y'all do in the vault event? Anybody say? You guys go crazy? Did you get a bunch, or did you chill and just get a few? Raid boss. Help your guild close the portals this week. Use a troop from Kingdom Zaejin and daily battles to defeat the raid boss. Just did that. 2 teams. High, mid, low. Wilhelmina's Rose is going on for another 62 days. That's the campaign. New mythic troop, U-Haul to settle. Exclusive to Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest for 1 week only. Remember, that's the only mythic available. So if you already got it, just hold on to your keys. Don't be opening keys, because you'll just get it again, and there's no reason to have 2. It's one thing I will say, there's no reason to have 2. And I don't think beginners or early mid-game players should go for it either. But, mid-mid or in-mid, late-mid. Mid-mid or late-mid, that's probably the best people to maybe get this thing. It's like a B tier mythic, B+. I like the loopage potential. The damage is low, but the loopage potential. Damage is low, the third trait's nothing special, but it's got more loopage potential than like a Void Dragon, I feel. Week of Goblins. All Goblins gain 10% to their skills. Week of Undead. All Undead gain 10% to their skills. Bonus souls. Use Count Gobula in PvP and Explore to gain 40 souls. Almost never worth doing. Never pay attention to this. I shouldn't even say it. It's just part of the news, so I read it. Alright, Soulforge. This might be a quicker stream today. I'm going to try to either make them short or make them long, and that's always up to you guys. Troops. I got Mandragora. People kind of overrated that one when it came into the game, and I was always kind of low on it. I still am. I don't think it's that good. Mandragora. We got the Colossus, another one that's kind of mid. Got Huang Long, which, it's alright. It's alright. It's probably better than those two. It's nothing too special, though. There's so many dragons in the game. It's strong. It's probably the only, or troop in the game that I actually kind of like. I normally don't like those. And Undyne. Wow. So, nothing special again, but hey. Taking them out of the pool, getting them out of the cycle, it just makes it more likely that something good's going to come through sooner. We'll have a new batch of mythics and legendaries on Friday, so make sure you tune in to the stream on Friday. I'll go over those. But for now, Huang Long is the best one that's available at the moment. 24 blue, yellow, purple, Shintang, Divine Dragon. Deal damage to all enemies. Then there are individual 50% chances to gain 49 attack, gain an extra turn, and gain barrier, enchanted, or blessed. So you never know what it's going to do, but if it does all those things, it's pretty awesome. And then it has 70% skull reduction, which is pretty cool. That's one of the highest in the game. So I think 80% is the highest in the game. So 70% is really, really, really good. If you put it in first slot, it could be gaining attack, it could be getting a barrier, and it has 70% skull reduction. It hits all enemies. It's good. It's probably same as U-Haul to settle as far as where it sits in the pecking order. It's not a top 20. It's not a top 25. It's probably not even a top 30, but it might be an A-, a B+, something like that. There's too many other good dragons in the game is what happens. What's the best one in the Soulforge? Then you got we got Mandragora, we got Colossus, we got Undyne. Undyne might be the most useful out of those. It's just for defensive purposes. But probably the next best one here. 20 blue, green, red, Merlantis, Divine Merfolk. Deal damage to an enemy and the next enemy below. Boosted by Merfolk and Submerged Allies. Submerge blue allies, silence blue enemies. Submerge myself at the start of every turn, so it's annoying. He's the sweaty wrestler. If you're fighting a blue team, like defensive, like Guild Wars type of stuff, it will silence all blue enemies, and it submerges all your allies, and submerges himself at the start of every turn. He's really annoying, so gives him second in this batch. Third, who's better? Who's better, Colossus or Mandragora? Let me take a look. Scatter damage, which is weak. Boosted by something you can't have very much of. This is like a way worse version of U-Haul to Settle. Way worse. Then you got Colossus. I don't know. I like Colossus a little better, maybe just my bias, but they're about the same. They're both like C-tier mythics. They're not bad. I'm not saying Mandragora is not bad. I just, people were hyping it a little bit when it came out, so I had to bring it back to Earth and like say it's not that good. So, but it's like a C. It's not horrible. It's a passing grade, but nothing special. Same thing with Colossus. 24 blue, green, brown, Hellcrag construct. Destroy a 5x5 circle. Gain armor and life boosted by all gargoyle gems destroyed. There's a 50% chance to create a good gargoyle gem when my turn begins. 50% skull reduction. So a mana generating tank that might put up some gargoyle gems. Just kind of okay. Same thing with Mandragora. It's just kind of okay. 21 green, purple, browns, all carry elemental fey, deal scatter damage boosted by webbed enemies, create 10 purple gems. So scatter damage, which is like the weakest of all the kinds of damage, web, which no one really cares about, webbing, boosting off of webbed enemies, which can only be 4 max, 10 purple, which is not enough, webbing, which no one really asked for, and then, 33% for a mythic isn't great. Bonus purple. So it's just like weak. I don't know. It could be way better. It's like a legendary almost to me. But that's the mythics. If you're going to freaking craft any mythic, I would say Huang Long, but you should probably just keep saving. The legendaries, we got Shagra, who is shinyable and one that I like and I'm kind of biased towards and probably overrate a little bit. We got Tinsel's Tail. We got Zenith. And we got Toozy. So I'm going to say Shagra's the best. I almost put it in my, I think it was either towards the bottom of my top 20 legendaries or it was in and you guys took it out or something like that. I can't remember, but it was close to making the top 20 if it's not in. So it's a good one. Just remember you don't craft legendaries in the Soul Forge. That's usually not how you get legendaries. You don't want to waste your diamonds unless you're getting, I say this every freaking week, but Tesla, Emberclaw, everything else you should just try to get with keys or something. 13 red, brown, broken spire, elemental dragon. Create 7 red gems and convert all red gems to skulls. It burns a random enemy matching red gems. It deals double damage versus burning enemies. So I like it, I like it. Red next to skulls. You know that team? A Tyran Scroll with Shagra. My red team, elemental team. And you can shiny it, so it can be less mana cost and all that stuff. So I like Shagra. I think it's a borderline top 20 legendary. Oh, next up would be probably Zenith, because you can do something with Zenith at least. So 15 red, purple, Hellcrag, Demon Construct. Create 5 Doom Skulls, boosted by Evil Gargoyle Gems. Create an Evil Gargoyle Gem and magic 4 or more gems. Reduce damage from skulls by 50%. Normally, you would just do this like a Baldur team, where you put 3 of them on, like a Dwarven Gate team, or a Wall of Bones team, or a, one of those. Like Baldur mostly is the comparison. So you do like 3 Zeniths, and then you can create a bunch of Doom Skulls and Then the evil eye goes off more often, and you like put a weapon that does extra turns, and then you put 3 zeniths. And then it kind of like doesn't need the weapon anymore after that. But it needs the weapon to get going. And then once the weapon gets it going, then the 3 zeniths will start doing the extra turns with their doom skulls. So a weapon that does 4 or more gems, right? To create the evil gargoyle gems. And then once you get some on the board, you're gonna cast Zenith, make a bunch of Doom Skulls, do a bunch of damage, get a bunch of more extra turns, put a bunch more evil gargoyle gems on the board. You do it again, same thing, do it again, do it the same thing. So it's pretty fun. I don't know if it's good, but it's not bad. It's kind of like a B minus maybe. I don't use it very often. When it first came out, I tried it like a Baldur, and it's all right. Tinseltail or Toozy? I don't know. It's like a or. I hate those. Toozy. Kind of poopy. Toozy is poopy. I guess Tinseltail would be third. So 15 green, red, Bright Forest, Fey Dragon. Give all allies 4 magic with a 50% chance for each of the following. Deal damage to all enemies. Explode 8 random gems. Give all allies 49 life. So it could do all that. It's kind of like Huang Long, but way worse. Fairy Fire random enemy matching green gems, though, at least. Not very good. And Toozy's the worst. She's poopy. 14 green, red, Shintang, Wild Folk Mystic. Give life to all allies, then create 9 yellow gems boosted by enchanted allies, which, remember, you can only have so many of those. And what are you going to get? Like 12 yellow, which isn't enough. 30% chance to enchant a random ally when an ally casts a spell. 25% spell reduction. So, wow, a 30% chance. Yippity-doo-dah-day. He's a weirdo. She looks like Phoebe from Friends or something. She's just like a weirdo that does nothing. Sings about smelly cats. Alright, so that is the troops. The weapons are Zaejin weapons. So we have this one, which is in the shop for the guild event. So you should probably not get it here. You should probably get it there. But in a very rare occasion, maybe somebody would get it here, I guess, if you have diamonds but not gems. It's an explodey for Zaejin, so it's a good one. Boom Rock, not good. If I don't mention them, they're always here. Doomed Buckler is Doomed Toilet Seat Lid. Remember, don't buy it just because they're selling it. You know what I mean? Rock Stabba's good. Explodey for goblins. Gob Sticker is good. Explodey for goblins. Another one. Godmother's Wand. I never used it. Explode 3 gems and then create a wish gem. Doesn't sound very good. Hack Job. Tool for your tool belt. But not as good as the Norbert's Turnip. But, you know, if you don't have it and you already have all the explodies. Face Stick's kind of interesting. Deal splash damage to an enemy, then explode 8 gems of one of their mana colors. I've used it before on, like, beginner accounts, but, you're not going to use it very much past that. Dagger of Zaejin is doo-doo. Doomed Breaker is dookie. Norbert's Turnip's really good. I would recommend getting it. It's one of the best weapons. You know, it's not like top 5 or anything, but it might be top 20. I don't know. I'll have to do weapons. Like if we do another chatathon, maybe we do classes or weapons or something, since we did top 20 mythics, legendaries, epics, ultra rares, rares, and commons already on the chatathons. Maybe we can do top 20 weapons or something next. Just, I don't know if it would make it. It might be honorable mention, because there's so many good, like, doomed shovels of every color and other doomed weapons of every color. Then you got the Wand of Stars and the Ruby weapon, and there's so many good weapons that are probably going to fall just outside of the top 20, top 25, but it's the best of its typing, which is pretty good. Flesh Ripper is doo-doo. So yeah, if I had to tell you to get one weapon, it would probably be Gob Sticker or Norbert's Turnip. So depending on what you need. If you need an explodey that summons, get the Gob Sticker. If you need If you want Norbert's Turnip, damage and an extra turn every time you cast it. They're both pretty good. If you can get both, that'd be even better. You can get Gobsticker and Norbert's Turnip, or Rockstabba and Norbert's Turnip, if you already have Gobsticker, or something like that. Because next up would be Rockstabba, after Norbert's Turnip and Gobsticka. So that's the Soul Forge. We'll have a new one on Friday, and I'll go over it on Friday. So if you're going to craft anything, like just had to for some reason, you just, I don't know, your diamonds are going to disappear tomorrow if you don't craft something. I guess I would start with the weapons. Get Norbert's Turnip and Gobsticker and Rockstabba. Get those first, and then if you just for some reason had to spend more diamonds, or else they're going to disappear tomorrow, I guess Swang Long would be next. And then Shagra. So that's the Soul Forge. Let's go to the shop. What's everybody saying over here? Let's check the chat, make sure I'm not missing anything. Morning Yoke. Jets is here. Classic says there's a staff called Flux Staff. You quested it in Solstice Road Temple. If I remember, instant cast lower res clicky from inventory. Okay. I'll look into it. For EverQuest. Yeah, Anita checked in today. She had like a medical emergency pretty much. She's been in the hospital ever since, but she checked in for the first time today, so hopefully she's doing better. She sounds like she's still fighting it, you know? Like we shouldn't be celebrating yet, but just seeing her here is good. I'm optimistic, and you know, she's good enough to be in the chat, so hopefully it turns out good, you know? Tyrion got 300 vault keys. Your current norm barely touched Friday, so yeah, actually took a dip in gaps, but didn't make personal PvP number 2 and top 100 on Xbox. Okay. Yoke got 321. That's good. Sean's here. You're gonna get Flesh Ripper? Okay. I'd rather just get extra turns and like keep it on my turn than doing the Flesh Ripper thing, but you know, I guess if that's all you have, like maybe like using Mang. I know what you mean, like it's kind of like a Mang type of thing. If like literally all you have is Flesh Ripper, maybe. Check this out, 0. Woo! Alright. We were just on there, I felt like doing that. Alright, we got Count Gobula in the shop this week. 14 green, red, Zaejin, Undead Goblin. Create a mix of 14 green and bleed gems, then gain an extra turn. That's actually not too bad. What are bleed gems again? Purple? So green and purple. So you throw a bunch of green and purple on the board, then you get an extra turn. Yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, you got to get it up first, which is its main problem. But it guarantees the extra turn, kind of like Norbert's Turnip does. You cast Norbert's Turnip, but at least Norbert's Turnip's doing damage, and then putting gems on the board, and then getting an extra turn, so I don't know. It's interesting. I don't hate it. It could help some people out there, maybe. Get an extra turn, and then maybe you do another troop that does green, you know what I mean? You could do Gob Truffle or Norbert's Turnip after you cast it. With the Green Storm, maybe you keep your loop going even longer. So it's not horrible. It's a goblin. Goblins are usually pretty good. Alright, we got green-red trait stones. So let's see if I can think of one off the top of my head that's green-red. Green-red. Who's green-red? Man, I had one and it slipped right out of my head. Yao Gui doesn't really need to be traded, does it? It's nice to have it traded. What's a green-red troop that needs traded fully? That's like a legendary. So I could probably think of a mythic. Like maybe Phonice. Does Phoenicia? Nah, I don't know. Green-red. Anyway, let's go look. I can't think of one. There's gotta be something. Probably is, and I'm like... color, base rarity. Okay. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Kronos has the enchant all allies when they get an extra turn. Phoenicia has a burn, but it's only 50% chance. You don't really have to have that, I guess. Curse and Disease, a random enemy matching 4 more gems. You got your Savage Strike. So Lord of Slaughter is the most notable. If it even uses that stone, you know how that goes. Zarg, notable. You don't even want to, pretty much don't even want to use him. I mean, he's decent without his third trait. It's kind of like Takshaka, where the spell's still okay. Like Kafru, but, you know, you want the third trait. It's kind of like King of the Ravens, actually, like... Not really, actually. But anyway, you want the third trait. If you're going to use Zarg Boompile, you might as well have him all the way tuned up with this third trait, because most people use him for his third trait. So if you don't have... Oh, here we go. King Aberon. So if you don't have King Aberon fully traded, you should probably go do that. Like my new account happens to have King Aberon. I might go get these trait stones and fully trait him for another way to 50% start Rowan if it happens to be like a weird restriction, I guess. Because red would be Miraji Queen. Have to be a weird restriction one, like a green. It would work though sometimes. Green restriction. Use Rowan still. 50% start. Alright, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I know most of y'all don't care, and most of y'all probably don't do this strat, even though I encourage you to do it. Marilith? No. Alright, whatever. There's probably some Empower Converters. Spider Throne. So Spider Throne, King Aberon, Zarg Boompile are the troops you should probably look at. See if you have them fully traded. If you don't, go buy a bunch of trait stones in the shop. Anyone get an increase of Epic Vault Keys? I feel like I got less than I should have, actually. Can't remember, though. It's 10 to 1 for sure, yep. Oh, you meant Yoke? Yeah, Yoke got a little bit extra there, didn't he? Help get it up with the blue pill. We'll all need that eventually, huh? Not all of us, I guess. The ladies won't. Okay. So, what else is going on this week, y'all? We have a raid event, of course. We already went over that with a high-mid team. High-mid-low team, kind of. 2 teams, 1 high team, 1 mid-low team. It's a Zaejin week, Zaejin Underspire, Zaejin Epic Trial, Zaejin Weapons in the Soul Force, Zaejin Glory Shop Troop. All kinds of Zaejin stuff this week. Like Amani Thrax on Tuesday. It's the associated faction to Zaejin. We got the little goblin chick pet, goblet pet. I forget what her name is. Right here. I could go look, but I don't care enough to go look. It's right here, though, if you want to see. It's right there, you know. A little grayed out. Thursday, we have Thief class, which I like. I think it's a top 5 class. 50% start, Purple Storm, instant kill. Makes you a goblin, Zaejin, goblin. Like, it's a good one. And this weekend we have an expanded faction. So Crypt Keepers is going to get a 6th troop starting this weekend. So you get lots of gold. So you got lots of gold during the Vault event. Then you got a faction event this weekend. You should be stacking tons of gold right now if you're doing the events. So that's what's going on this week. One more thing and we're pretty much out of here. So at least Chad went out there, checked on the train, you know what I mean? Like, it's getting slow all of a sudden, you know what I mean? I appreciate the chat-a-thon, but it's over 10 days ago now. We kind of slowed down quite a bit. We haven't even burst out of the garage yet this month. So we gotta pick it up eventually, y'all, or we're gonna have a real bad December. But let's go do the Underspire. Alright, so we don't have to use the raid troop. You can probably take your team from the raid event, copy paste it over here to the Underspire. Just take the raid troop off, put something else on. Probably be about the same. So Could pretty much do that. If we wanted to. Just take a couple Zargs here. Could probably triple Zarg if we really wanted to. Probably be fine. I mean, you might want to put a High King Iron God on there for later. This would probably, or you could put a Flaming Oni on the bottom if you want to summon. This would work for quite a while. Just do this. And I might do the Archer thing, because, well, Thief's probably good. Let's do Thief, because we want to get a bunch of green and red. And we just want to get up our weapon. And we can minus purple. Okay, let's try that. Could even, like, put a Zarg in first slot, because it's not... That way, like... Diversify our portfolio. We don't want to lose our Norbert's turnip. So if we happen to lose something from getting Scald a bunch, at least it's just one Zarg, and then we have other Zargs. So we'll diversify our portfolio. I'll make one more team for this, because I know this is pretty bougie, but... Normally I only make one team. Be pretty good. I mean, you got no potions, but Zarg will... You got 3 Zargs, so that kind of makes up for not having like enchant and explode potion and whatnot. I think that one. Huh. There we go. This should be fine. Maybe super deep I would switch to like a High King Iron God or Flaming Oni instead of 3 Zargs, but I think for early this is good. Is this new yet? Are we got the new stuff in here yet? We should, right? I almost want to go further just to see if we can get something new. Should be new, right? Maybe we can go to like... Maybe we'll play this for a little bit. I don't know. I don't like doing streams less than like an hour and a half. How long have we been going? Yeah, maybe we go a little bit in this Underspire just to see if we can find something new. Give y'all a chance to CPR the train if you want to. Zarg. Dead. Okay. We'll do like a few fights with this, because I'm gonna go do another team though in a sec. Yellow or brown? Norbert's turnip. Which is not, why is it not? I feel like it should be getting way more extra turns. Got all goblins. Did I do something wrong here? Zaejin goblin. Goblin allies. Goblin hero. Maybe it's the storm. Maybe I... Nah, that can't be right. Oh no. Feels like it should be doing more green and red. Da, da, da. Doing highest level? Oh, it hasn't updated yet. Okay, never mind then. Yeah, whatever you want to do, Jets. I've never used Flesh Ripper. I'm not going to recommend it. So, but there's always extra advice in the chat if anybody wants to take it. The boss is gonna one-shot, like the event captain's gonna one-shot the boss no matter what, with or without that weapon. And then, you know, it's single target damage. Oh man, I went to a dead end somehow. Eliminate all armor from an enemy, deal 55 damage, boosted by armor eliminated. And then it's the enemy's turn. Everything else in the restriction has an extra turn on it. So you're giving up your turn every time you cast it, which might even make the fights just faster just because of that. You know, if you use anything else, literally, if you use Norbert's Turnip, if you use the Boss Killer, if you use King Gobtruffle, if you use Zarg, if you use High King Irongut, if you use Fundingus, if you pretty much use literally anything else, you're going to get an extra turn every time you cast. So this thing, you're going to cast it on something and give the turn to the enemy, and the enemy's going to sit there fiddle farting around, putting its thumb up its butt, getting 50 extra turns, the board cascades, and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, that's why I'm not using Flesh Ripper. I'd rather get an extra turn, keep it on my turn, so I can make the fights go faster than to do this, kill one little thing, and then, you know, the enemy gets a turn, and it makes everything slower. So that's why I'm not using that. Just maybe it needed to be explained sometimes, you know what I mean? Alright. Let's try to make a slightly lower level team. Probably Gobtruffle, right? King Gobtruffle. Need something that's red. So like Fundingus. Maybe just 2 Gobtruffles, yeah. Put him, I don't know, let's put him in the middle there. Something like that. We could do the thing. Alright. Banner. When the boss has 800 armor and 800 health, and Flesh Ripper is in play. I mean, that's up to you, bro. If you're gonna go that far and be the #1 person in your guild, like, maybe. You could just Norbert's turn up the boss and then use the boss killer on the boss. If you can't kill the boss with the boss killer that has 2 times magic and hits bosses extra hard, I'm sure the combination of the Norbert's Turnip, which gets an extra turn, puts green on the board, puts red on the board, gets an extra turn every single time, is probably better than the Flesh Ripper. You hit the boss with the Norbert's Turnip, then you hit the boss with the boss killer, and it's still your turn. If you do Flesh Ripper, you hit the boss with Flesh Ripper, now it's the enemy's turn. Anytime you cast Flesh Ripper, you're going to give the turn to the enemy. If you cast Norbert's Turnip on the boss, you just weakened it, and it's still your turn. And you put a bunch of green and red on the board. And you filled a bunch of your troops. And now you can cast something else. You can cast the boss killer, kill the boss, finish it off, and you get another extra turn. And it's still your turn. Now you can cast Zarg Boompal or King Gobtruffle. Then it's still your turn, because you did more damage. And then you can cast something else, and then you kill the enemy team. If you cast Flesh Ripper, you're giving the turn to the enemy. Which to me is a waste of time, but whatever floats your boat. It's a video game. Just explaining why I'm not using Flesh Ripper is all. I mean, if you're on like a super deep, I don't know how we're doing that on a Monday, but if we're super deep on Sunday and we're #1 in our guild and our guild's terrible and we gotta get a bunch of points because no one else is playing, I would just join a different guild. If I had to use Flesh Ripper, I'd probably leave my guild and join a better guild, because that means I gotta go way too far. I'm doing way too much. I'm putting too many points on my shoulders because I'm having to use Flesh Ripper on the boss. Alright, we got yellow, brown, blue, green, red. We're missing purple. Probably yellow, green, brown, green, something like that. We definitely want green. This would be cool. We could do that. And this might be one where we use Archer. Archer. I like Archer. Green Storm goes good with Norbert's Turnip throwing green on the board, King Gobtruffle throwing green on the board. Everything on the team uses green except for Norbert's Turnip. So I'm going to go Archer. Norbert's Turnip gets an extra turn no matter what, even if it doesn't match. Like, even if it doesn't get a green or red extra turn on the board, It's built into the weapon as its tempering. Alright, purple extra turn. Brown, yellow. I know I should just be like, hee hee ha ha, that's a good, that's good. But that's never how I am. I can't do that. I'm not, I suck. I should be like that. I wish I was, man. I wish I was like that. I'd probably get way further on YouTube. And in, like, previous jobs and everything, just like, hee hee ha ha, everything's good, everything's the best, and, good job, and not explain why not, Should probably just do that. I don't know why I'm such a self-saboteur. Fundingus! Tyrion says it's a great high-level weapon, but only super deep event players will be using Flesh Ripper. It's a decent weapon, but if you're worried about 800 armor, how deep are you going? Right? I like, but me, I'm never like #1 in my guild or anything, so there could be people out there where Flesh Ripper is the best way to go. So that's why I'm not like totally crapping on it. I just don't think majority, 99% of people should not be using Flesh Ripper, so I don't know if it's worth a mention when 99% of people shouldn't be using it. Alright. That's pretty much everything. Right? Collect this. We got stuff to collect. I better go draw me some naked lady pictures, y'all. So I'm gonna get out of here. Like, share, subscribe. Consider joining. It helps a lot. Tell your good about the channel comment below. Did I forget anything? I don't think I forgot anything, right? I mean, there's epic trials. It's probably mostly goblins, though. It should be easy. Turtle Cannon, Princess Fizzbang, Fundingus, Queen Grapplepot. So, got a 50% skull reduction tank up front. Crazy Princess Fizzbang that at least gets an extra turn for it. Maybe does a bunch of stuff. Fundingus, who has a summon, and an extra turn, and a mana generator. And Queen Grapplepod, who hits all enemies, gains an extra turn. Should be fine. You just got like a bunch of extra turns on your team. Even this could get an extra turn if you, choose a good spot to explode the gem where there's a bunch of skulls. Could get a bunch of green on the board. Fill your Fundingus and your Queen Grapplepot. Fundingus will blow up purple to get up Princess Fizzbang, and just cast Queen Grapplepot a lot. Hit Turtle Cannon on skulls. Princess Fizzbang's kind of like a free thing that hopefully it does what you want, but it might not. Fundingus is your summon in case you lose something on the team. Should be fine. And the enemy team's not that special. That's a bunch of like low-level goblins over there. It's nothing too crazy. So you should be able to handle it. And if you can't, I'm sure the auto battler can. So one way or the other, you should be able to get it done. Oh, the event key drop table. See, I almost forgot something. I knew I was farting around for some reason. Zaejin is good. I like Zaejin. It's a top 5. If you've waited patiently like you're supposed to with your event keys instead of throwing 100 here, 200 there, 500 here for weird troops and weird kingdoms, hopefully you've been saving them and not throwing them for somewhere like Zaejin, which is a really good kingdom. Adana's definitely the best, right? Because you can get Tesla, you can get Ironhawk, another Ironhawk, Tina, Bork. Adana's the best. I don't think anybody disagrees. And then you could save your event keys for stuff like Kafru or Takshaka or you know, or Zaejin, which is even better now because it doesn't have Zarg in it, which you need multiples of. So Zaejin might be the second best place to throw event keys at these days. So if you don't need the Adana troops, Zaejin is pretty good. First of all, you got Flaming Oni, which I really like, was borderline top 20 mythic. Got King Irongut, who's top 5 mythic, really awesome. Up there with Chrysanthemix, Stellarix, you know, Takshaka, and it's one of the best in the game. Zarg is used just like Kafru, just like Takshaka, just like Emberclaw. You need 3 of them, so you need a lot of them. So maybe you only have 1 right now or 2 right now. You got... And then just a bunch of goblins. You know, Fundingus I like. You got Merklurk and Dirk. Some decent, you know, String Fiddler. A bunch of good goblins. So even if you're low level and you only have a few event keys, it's still a good one because you might end up with a mythic. You might, and there's out of the 4 mythics, 3 of them are good. So only bad one is this one, and this one's not bad. It's just super unpredictable. It's like super random. It's like a C tier. Maybe C plus, maybe B minus. It's not even that bad, but it's just up against, like, this is awesome, this is awesome, this is awesome. Look at 3 awesome mythics and 2 like meta mythics. I don't know if there's another kingdom out there with this many good mythics. You know, Zalkari gives it a run for its money. It's got Arc Proxy Avendra and like Arachnian Weaver and stuff like that, but Zarg, High King Irongut, and Flaming Oni, if you throw event keys right now. You know what I mean? Super safe, super awesome mythics. This is used for underworld stuff, faction stuff, deathless, super difficult stuff. This is used day to day for Kafru business, for like Chrysanthemix, you know. And this is just a really super safe goblin that explodes and gets an extra turn and has a summon. Summons goblins. And you got Godmother, she's okay. So if you miss, it sucks if you miss, kinda, but you can still get, you know, Fundingus and other cool goblins that you might not have, and strengthen, you know, String Fiddler, you know, some other cool ones. So hopefully you hit one of these mythics. But yeah, I think beginners, mid-game, end-game, whatever you are, it's one of the best kingdoms to throw event keys in. If you don't have all 3 of these and 3 of this, you know what I mean? Like, you need 1 of these, and 3 of these. So you need quite a bit from here. And yeah, if I didn't have them, I would throw my event keys. Like, my new account's probably going to throw event keys this week. I've been saving my event keys. It doesn't have like a bunch or anything. I think my new account has maybe like 400 or 500 event keys. I don't even know. But I'm probably going to throw them all this week. And try for Zarg and High King Irongut. You know, you could keep saving. The only one worth not doing that is Adana. So I might look ahead a little bit, and if Adana's popping up in the next month or 2, I might save my event keys. But that'd be the only way I would save them on my new account, is if I see Adana in the future somewhere coming pretty soon. Because I'm not going to be playing the new account forever. I might play it for another 2 or 3 months. So if Adana's not coming up in the next month or 2, I probably will go ahead and throw my event keys at Zaejin on my new account. But yeah, that's it for today. Okay, man. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Jets. Like, if that's the situation, then it makes sense to me, for sure. I would say try to get into a better guild, though, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to help, right? If you're in a better guild, it's going to make your whole account better. It's going to save you time. It's going to save you effort. You know? You'll just be better all around if you can leave whatever guild you're in and get into a better guild. Like, you shouldn't have to do that. That's why I get mad. I used to get mad when, you know, and they took it the wrong way back in the day, but I would get mad for a certain person having to do way too much, right? And they, like, sided with their abuser pretty much. Like, they keep working them to the bone, and I'm just saying, dude, you shouldn't have to do that much, right? Like, I wish you didn't have to do that much. I wish you didn't have to spend that much time. I wish you didn't have to put in that much effort. You shouldn't have to. I'm just saying that to, like, being a good friend, right? And they would get mad at me. They get mad at me for trying to just tell them, like, to improve their situation and not have to do as much and like get more out of it. Like it'd be awesome if you could get into a better guild. That way you don't have to do crazy things, like using Flesh Ripper on the boss because the boss has so many stats. Like you shouldn't have to do that. Honestly, you shouldn't have to. You should be able to be in a guild where everybody's doing their share, and no one person should have to use like a weapon because a boss has crazy stats because they're going so far and hard. You should be like appreciated and have other people. If there's not somebody doing more than you in a guild, you should leave the guild. You should never have to do the most every single week. That's bullcrap. I mean, bring them with you. That's what I always say. Bring your friends. Every guild, no guild always has 30 people. You know what I mean? You join. It's like a long-term, smart, long-term thing. You go to a better guild, and you get your friend into that better guild. You get your next friend into that better guild. You could have 5 friends, and eventually you'd all be in that better guild. Because no guild keeps 30 people for more than like a week, bro. Like, honestly, like, every guild I've ever been in, 29, 28, 27, never has 30 back to back to back to back to back to back. The longest your friends would have to wait would be like a month. And that would be totally worth it for all of y'all to be in a better situation. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to help, bro. Like, better guild would totally up your account, like, big time. And you would get things done quicker, and you would get more. You wouldn't have to do as much. Like, it would be way better for you. You should, especially if you're going so hard that you have to use Flesh Ripper, that means you're like playing a lot and doing a lot and like getting a lot of points and stuff like that. A high level guild would appreciate you, and they would also do as much as you're doing. You know what I mean? Like then you wouldn't have to do as much because you're gonna look and be like, oh, they already did it. And you'd be like, oh, okay, now I can be normal. I can just do a normal amount and use quick, fast troops and get stuff done quicker, and then I can go concentrate on my stuff instead of always having to sit here in the guild event forever going super far. You know, you could be opening vault keys or doing the underspire or something. Yoke says if I have to use Flesh Ripper, I'm leaving my guild. Yeah, that's what I said, I think. We're still on 8.9. Yeah, I didn't realize that until Tyrion says it's I make fair points why most players will and should disregard Flesh Ripper. Yep. Self-sabotage. I'm like that in a huge way, dude. I'm like the worst self-sabotager in the world. It's crazy. I cannot just, you know, keep my mouth shut. And some streamers are way better than me at like just telling everybody everything's awesome and whatever, you know what I mean? Like somebody will bring a team in here and I'll be like, I can't hold my tongue. I'm like, why would you do that? You know, why wouldn't you do this instead? And I gotta say it for some reason. It's because I'm thinking of like everybody. I'm not like trying to like hurt this one person's feelings, but I'm like thinking of the other however many people that are gonna watch, and like I don't want a bunch of them doing that when they're probably not in the same spot. They might be in a They might not have to like go super far to use a crazy thing. So they'd be better off saving time by doing one of my teams. Yeah, no problem, Jets. Tyrion says Adana's number 1, Zaejin close number 2, with Zargada was already number 2 anyway, right? Tyrion says T pointed out early game you could literally throw 10 keys and build a decent goblin team. That's a good point. I haven't watched like his... I was trying to watch his mythic video today because I missed it on Friday, and to see what he said about the update. I am usually a few days behind because I don't want to like say the exact same thing as him, so I never watch. I'm not going to watch his weekly preview right before mine because I don't want to like have it in the back of my head and say the same exact things. I'd rather come to my own conclusion first and then compare notes after, right? I mean, it wouldn't be selfish, Jets, if you're uplifting your friends and bringing them all to a better guild. I think that's not selfish. Tyrion says none are bad. Even wish gems can be super solid support. Yeah, I'm trying not to be fake. Yeah, people do like the fake crap. It was today's weekly stream. Yep. Alright, y'all, I'm out of here, man. Thank you, Chad, for the 2. I mean, we haven't had a goose egg yet, so we're hanging in there, but it's been pretty light, and we're over a week into December, so I don't know, man. Hopefully somebody comes out of the woodworks. We had to have, like, a total new person come out of the woodworks in November, but anyway, it is what it is. We'll see what happens, but I'll see y'all. Have a good one. You're the best. Peace out. Thank you so much, Chad. Appreciate you, dude. And I'm good to see Anita back. That was cool. That was the coolest thing that probably happened the whole stream. Saw Anita back. I mean, she's doing well, I think.